Hello, it's another week. We have been quiet for some time, and this week we're gonna be focusing on the market analysis for the coming month, which gonna begin on the 1st of July and gonna end on the 5th of July. And this pair which you're gonna be looking first is XAUUSD, and this is H4 time frame. Let us look on the daily time frame so that you can see the view. On the daily you can see the view. Let us move to weekly. Yep, on the weekly basis we're going to be focusing toward that point, and on the reason behind for us, we're going to be focusing on the bullish direction for the next week on XAUUSD. The view can be seen clearly in the weekly point. We'll be moving to the down time frame of H4 to see where we'll be getting our entries. Yep, and the reason behind for us to continue buying this pair is because it has already break the neck. It has break the neck, and we can see there was like a shoulder, this was a head, and this was like a second shoulder. Now the neck has already been broken. We wait for a pullback, then from there we'll be moving toward that targeting this point here. But for the coming week we'll be targeting toward this point. Let us move to the H4 so that you can see where we'll be getting our entries for the coming week. Yep, our entries which we'll be getting, first we're anticipating that the price will move a little down, and the reason behind is because of this double tops. It will move down toward this trend line. Then from there is when we'll be getting our first entry of buying. Then our second entry will be after the break of this support or resistance, is when we get our second entry and continue moving up with it. So on the USD for the coming week, we'll be looking on the bullish direction. Another pair which we'll be focusing for the coming week, it's EURs JPY. And on EURs JPY, we're going to be looking for a bullish direction, and the reason behind is because there is this downtrend which has been broken, and we can see a clear first shoulder, and this was the head which was formed last week. So we're anticipating that price will move toward this point, then coming back to form the second shoulder, then we're anticipating it to continue moving toward that point. So our entry point will be first after the pullback at this point, and also after the break of this support or resistance. This is EURs JPY, and this is H4 time frame. Another pair which we'll be focusing for the coming week, apart from EURs JPY, is 1st-5th JPY. And on 1st-5th JPY also we'll be looking for a bullish direction, and the reason behind is because of the triple bottoms which we are clearly observed, which was the neck was broken and retested. So we anticipating price will continue moving up toward that point. Yep, this is 1st-5th JPY, and we're going to be looking for a bullish direction for the coming week. Where do we get our entry? Our entry will be after the pullback of this support or resistance. Yep, this is 1st-5th JPY. Another pair which we'll be looking at is EURs JPY. And on EURs JPY also we'll be focusing on the bullish direction, and the reason behind is because there is this uptrend which has already been touched twice. So we are anticipating that price will continue moving up. And the reason behind is because there is this trend line which has been broken, this downtrend, and also there is like a reversal pattern of the double bottoms. So our entry point will be after the broken of this support or resistance. We wait for a pullback, then from there we'll be targeting toward this zone here. This is EURs JPY, and this is H4 time frame. Another pair which we're going to be focusing for the coming week, apart from EURs JPY, is GBP JPY. On GBP JPY also we'll be focusing on the bullish direction, and the reason behind is because the downtrend has already been broken. So we're anticipating that this was the first shoulder, this is the head. Now the price will move toward this point, and from this point it will come back to form the second shoulder. Then we're anticipating it to continue moving up. So our entry point, it is after the broken of this support or resistance, or after the pullback of the touch of the third point or the fourth point of this trend line, this uptrend. Yeah, this is GBP JPY, and this is H4 time frame. Another pair which you're going to be focusing for the coming week, apart from GBP JPY is NZD JPY. And on NZD JPY we will be having like a little up move. This up move is targeting to touch this trend line here. Then from there we'll continue moving down with it. This is the structure for the coming week on the NZD JPY. Another pair which will be focusing for the coming week, apart from NZD JPY, it's USD JPY. And for USD JPY, as you can see, the market is moving on the channel. And when we go to daily time frame, we can see there is a support or resistance which has already been broken, and it has been clearly retested. So for this coming week, we'll be looking for a bearish direction toward this trend line here. So our entry point can be observed when the market is open. We'll be looking for a entry confirmation. Let's just go to the H4 so that you can see where we'll be focusing on our entry confirmation. We'll be looking for our entry confirmation after a pullback of the touch of this trend line here, of which I think it will give us like a double tops on the smaller time frame. Then from there we will roll down with it. This is USD JPY and this is H4 time frame. Another pair which we're going to be focusing on is CAD JPY. On the CAD JPY for the coming week, we're going to be looking for a bearish direction. And the reason behind is because of the touch of the trend line. The market has come back to touch the trend line at this point. So we're anticipating that market will continue moving up, will continue moving down. So we'll be looking for entry points. Let us go to the daily time frame. Yep, we'll be looking for a down move for the coming week on this pair CAD JPY. As you can see the structure, the market has come back to touch the trend line. This trend line, this was the first touch. The first touch was this point, the second touch this point, the third touch this point. So we're anticipating that price will continue moving down. So we will be looking for entry confirmation when the market open at this point, so that you can sell this pair. So our entry point will be confirmation at this area, and if we miss an entry, we wait for a break of this trend line, then a pullback. If we miss another entry, we take it after the broken of this support or resistance. So we'll be having 3 entry confirmation on this pair on the H4 time frame on CAD JPY for the coming week. Another pair which you're going to be focusing on apart from CAD JPY is Euro AUD. Yeah, for the coming week you'll be looking for a bearish direction, and the reason behind is because you can see the first shoulder. This was the head, and the head has already broken this trend line. So we can see a little pullback has already been made. So we are anticipating price will come back to this point, then it will come back to form the second shoulder, then it will move down. So our targeted point for the coming week, it's this point here, but the price might continue moving down because of this head and shoulder pattern. This is Euro AUD and this is H4 time frame. Another pair confirmation, pair which you're going to be looking at is Euro USD for the coming week. For the coming week on Euro USD, you're going to be looking on the bullish direction, and the reason behind is because of the daily time frame. We can see there was a wedge pattern which has already been broken. It came back to retest very clearly. Now we're anticipating that price will come back to touch again this trend line, so that we'll be having another wedge pattern formation. And if it succeeds breaking it, we'll be looking for a pull L test, then we'll be moving toward this area here at the top. But for the coming week, our targeted point is on that zone. Yep, this is Euro USD and this is daily time frame. Where do we get our entry confirmation? It's when the market open. We'll be looking for opportunity at this area so that you can buy this pair. Another pair which you're going to be focusing apart from Euro USD is Euro CAD. Yeah, for Euro CAD for the coming week, we're going to be looking for a bullish direction. And the reason behind, when we move to the daily time frame, we can see that the price has reached to a trend line, on a trend line, and has made like two rejections. So we're anticipating that price will continue moving, will pull back up. When you go back to H4 is when you can see the clear view. So we're anticipating that price will move from this point toward that point there, of which will be breaking this trend line. So where do we get our entry? Our first entry confirmation will be at this area. We will look for our entry, and if we miss an entry, we will be looking for a second entry after the break or the test of this support or resistance. Then we'll be looking for a second entry, and if we move, then from there we'll be targeting toward that point there. This is Euro CAD, and this is H4 time frame. This is H4 time frame. Another pair which you're gonna be looking at apart from Euro CAD is Euro JPY. Yep, Euro JPY. Yeah, Euro JPY. For Euro JPY for the coming week, you're gonna be looking on the bearish direction. And the reason behind, when you go back to daily, we can see there was like a consolidation which was made at this area. Now the market has succeeded to breach this zone and has already made like a pullback. So we're anticipating it to continue moving down. Where are we targeting? We are targeting toward this green point here. This green point here. And the reason behind is because of the continuation of the downtrend which can be seen here. Downtrend, yeah, downtrend. Another pair which you're going to be focusing on for the coming week is, apart from Euro JPY, is Euro GPB. And for Euro GPB for the coming week, when we look at the daily, it has already reached to the trend line. So we're anticipating looking for a bearish direction. When we move to H4, we are anticipating that market has already formed the first shoulder. Now it has formed the head. So when it comes back, it will have to pull back to form the second shoulder so that it can move down to this point. This is our targeted area for the coming week. And where do we get our entry? First confirmation, it will be at this point, and if we miss that, we'll be getting our second confirmation after the break or sub-break on the test of this support or resistance at this point. Yep, this is Euro GPB and this is H4 time frame. Another pair which you're going to be focusing on apart from Euro GPB is Euro NZ, and this is the last pair. On Euro NZ for the coming week, you're going to be focusing on the bearish direction, but we're going to be having temporary up move. Then from there we'll be having our bearish direction, our clear bearish direction. Yep, our clear bearish direction. It will be, our direction will be like this. Since we can see there was a first shoulder formation and this is the head, so we're anticipating that price has come back. It will make a pullback to form the second shoulder. Then from there it's when we get our entry for selling it so that you can roll it toward this point. So our first entry will be confirmed here, and after the break and retest of this support or resistance is when we're gonna get our second entry, and our targeted point is this point here. Yep. Let us meet next week. Don't forget to subscribe in our YouTube channel, switch on post notification. Don't forget to tell friends and other people to be visiting our YouTube channel so that they can learn. And our results will be posted on our Telegram channel. Also, don't forget to join it. Remember, for those who still need training are open, and they'll be active from the 5th from the 6th of July. For those who are in the left lab, the physical training on 1-to-1, it's going to be starting effectively on the 6th of this July and gonna end on 1st of August. So book your seat so that you can learn and earn. Yeah, thank you. Happy paper chasing with traders.